G'day, Joel here. Just wanted to do the first test version of our course. Finally got a little bit of time to do it, so I thought I would get started. So I suppose the purpose of this course, I thought I'd start with this first. The purpose of this course is to teach staff members coming on board, first of all, how things work, and second of all, when you would do those sorts of things. I've decided to do a completely random topic called Security Substitutions, and the reason why I've chosen that is just because it's something that we haven't done any work on before, and something completely random that I think is really important that people know that we can do. Now the thing is, what I'd like to do is get your feedback on, firstly, how this presentation is being done, how I'm looking in how the video is, whether this whiteboard option or do we want a PowerPoint presentation? Should we be using closed captions? I don't exactly know how that works, but should we be using closed captions so that you can see subtitles when I'm talking? Should we be other graphics? I mean, the more complicated it is, obviously the longer it's going to take us and the more work's involved, but I want to make sure that people have the option to learn lots of different ways. The other thing is, I'm going to use a whiteboard type sort of thing, seeing if that's the best way to do it. But anyway, let's do it. So what we're going to be talking about today is security substitutions. I imagine I'd have some sort of title or heading when we're doing it. So basically what security substitution means, it's when you have a current property that you own and there's a loan against that property, and then you sell that property and that loan transfers across to another security. So I'll give you an example. Let's say, for example, you own a home. So I'll say home, and let's say that home is worth 1 million, 1 million sale price. And then let's say, for example, you sell that property. You have a loan on that property, and it's a $500,000 loan. What you can actually do is you can actually sell your property and then purchase another property. And let's just say, for argument's sake, it's a home. And that debt that you have, this $500,000 loan, will actually transfer over to this new property. So now on this new property, you'll have a $500,000 loan. So there's a few reasons of why this can be a good thing. So firstly, to apply for a loan, you need to have income, your financial situation, say for example, like your credit file needs to be good. You need to have good repayment conduct. There's a few reasons why applying for a loan might not necessarily be possible for you. So what it means is that you keep the loan active. So you're transferring the loan from one property to another. So therefore the loan stays active. So rather than what would normally happen is you pay the loan out completely and then you have to apply for a new loan for the new purchase. But in this particular example, you can transfer the debt of the 500 across to the new purchase. So if you're selling a property for $1 million, and I'm ignoring any kind of sales fees or purchase fees or something like that, or any of those costs. But if you're selling for $1 million, the purchaser will give you $1 million effectively that you can use, and then you take that $1 million and you go and buy another property, and 500,000 would normally be going towards paying off the loan, but instead that loan and the full $1 million will go straight towards purchasing the new property. The other reason why a security substitution could be good is because it actually, if you have a fixed rate loan, normally when you pay the fixed rate loan out, there can be really high fees, and those fees, if you transfer the loan instead of paying the loan out, then you don't have to pay those fees. So that's a good one as well. The other one is if you paid mortgage insurance on the original loan, then it means that you don't need to, when you can transfer the loan over to the new property, and any mortgage insurance that you paid on that existing loan can be transferred as well, and so you don't need to pay that again. So there's a few really good reasons as to why a security substitution works really well. What we do is, the process would normally be that when you sell your property, you can actually, we apply with the bank to say, hey, we want to transfer this debt across to the new property. We process what's called a discharge, and this discharge basically decouples the loan from the property that you're selling, and then when we transfer the loan over, we're effectively re-establishing the mortgage on that new property.